Any comfortable cross-legged position of your choice is absolutely perfect. And I'd love for you guys to turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And then start bringing your index finger and your thumb together in Jnana Mudra. And just as the eyes close, notice the space between the eyebrows, running all the way down to the outer edge of your eyebrows. And then let your whole face just completely relax. And then as your face relaxes, allow your breathing to become your main focus. And don't worry now about changing your breath too much or manipulating it in any way, but just pay attention, really, where is your breath going? And can you use this expansive breath to anchor you into the present moment? And as you find your mind connecting to your body, and you find this connection growing stronger with every breath that passes, take a moment just to express gratitude to your own body. And remember that yoga it's not this form that we fit our bodies into. It's not some shape that we have to achieve. But rather, let's get yoga to fit around us. You know, we're the shape, and we get yoga to mold around our physical being. So we always come from that place of great compassion and contentment. And as those concepts rest in your heart, I'd like you to slowly float your hands into prayer at the heart center. And then as your thumbs connect to your heart center, just notice the flow of your breath coming into every part of your lungs. But even deeper than that, really feel the heartbeat as it beats behind your chest. And allow these two rhythms, the rhythm of your life, to anchor you into the present once more. And it's from this place of awareness and softness that we set the intention for our practice ahead. And you know, sometimes we have something we're working on already that can inspire us, and sometimes it's just one single word that we need to get us through this day and this week. And imagine that as we sit here in our preparation, we let that single statement or that single word just rest down into our heart, so it becomes very real for us. And now let's start firing up the breath a little bit more. And keeping that flow of your breath, I'd like you to interlace your fingers as you inhale. As you gently peel the eyes open, drop the chin into the chest, round your upper back, and push the hands forward, making space. Then as you inhale, reach the heel of the hand up, almost as if your arms want to go slightly behind your ears. And then as you exhale, stretch the fingertips really, really far away from the shoulders. So you're making this lovely opening come into the body. Lace your fingers now the non-habitual way. Take a big, deep breath in. And again, same thing, push the hands forward, round your chin into the chest, make loads of space in your upper back. Inhale, reach the hands up, stretch out. And then exhale, fingertips very, very far away from you. Keep the left hand down. Inhale, reach the right hand all the way up. And then soften over towards the left hand side, taking your right fingers really far away from the shoulder. Take a big breath in again, and then as you exhale, turn the heart towards the left knee. Keep the fingers really reaching out as far as possible, and make a big circle coming all the way. Fingers stretching out forward to the top of your mat, head heavy, chin on chest, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. As you arrive up in sitting, take the arms out again, inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left hand lifts. And then continue to reach up and over towards the right hand side. As you breathe in, feel your left rib cage expanding, making loads of space around each rib. And then as you breathe out, think of rotating your heart towards your knee, but keep the energy of the left fingers far away from that left hip as the left hip anchors into the ground. And it's like we're creating loads of space in a circle. Take both hands forward now to the top of your mat, relax down through the head, and roll up really, really slowly. As you arrive up in sitting, hold on to your knees, and then as you exhale, curl your chin into your chest and round your upper back. Send the elbows away and imagine that you've got two wings expanding out of your upper back. And then as you pull the elbows back towards you, lift into your heart, broaden through the collarbones and relax forward as far as you can. Good, now round again, all the way up into sitting. Inhale as you arrive, exhale, round upper back, push the elbows away from each other, imagine those wings again expanding. And then as you inhale, draw the shoulder blades all the way down your spine. And then we reach forwards. Now stay here for a second and just stretch your fingers again. We've been here before, but I want you to hang out here for a little while. Just create a little bit of space around the hips and the spine. When you start to roll up, keep heaviness through the neck and the shoulders. And then when you come up into sitting now, let's change which leg is in front. Again, inhaling to sit really tall. Exhale, reach your fingers forward and soften the crown of the head down to the ground. As you breathe, feel the full expansion of your thorax, your belly, your chest, and your back ribs opening. And then allow the exhale to really last a long time. It takes forever to breathe out, basically. And then with a chin on the chest, we roll up, heavy head. And when you come up into sitting, let's roll over the knees. Come on to your all fours. And let's just get a little bit of awareness around the shoulder girdle. As you inhale now, open your head. Open your tailbone so that you're in cow. And then as you exhale, let's round into our cat stretch, just preparing the spine. Take another inhale, open out. And then as you exhale, slowly close the front of the body. We're going to do just one more into our cow. Lift your head, lift your tailbone. And then keep the toes curled, lift the knees off the floor and start elongating your belly towards your thighs, lifting the tailbone up really, really high. When you get here, have a little cycle through your legs. So you're bending your left knee, stretch out your right leg, and then change to the other side. And maybe initially you get your hips involved. So it's like you're twisting into the straight leg. The straight leg's hip is going up. And maybe after a little while, once you've done that equally, right and left, have a go at bending and straightening the knees, but keeping the hips level. And just feel how that's different. Feel what the inner column of the leg feels like when the hips don't twist. Settle into both of the legs now and journey your hands backwards towards your feet. And as you arrive, I want you to hold onto your elbows, let go of the back of your neck and just sway a little bit side to side. Take care to keep some body weight on your toes and on your heels, okay? So you're not just favoring one side of the foot. As you settle into the middle of your back now, just relax your hands down. Keep that energy in your inner thighs. Start walking forward, switch on your quadriceps, switch on the muscles in your glutes, and as you arrive in a plank pose, spread your fingers out really wide and spiral the crease of the elbow forwards. If you have hypermobile elbows, create a little micro bend to protect the joint. And then as you exhale, take it down, knees, chest, and chin, elbows scraping past your ribs. Let the belly rest, roll up baby cobra, and keep that energy beaming down into the inner hand as you roll back, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale forward again, plank pose. And this time as you exhale, let's take it down full chaturanga, taking care to keep the elbows directly on top of the wrists. Inhale now, forward and up dog. Exhale, roll over the feet, take it back, downward facing dog. Now start doing lots of little steps. Bring the feet forward to the top of your mat. As you arrive, bring your big toes together. Have a tiny, tiny gap, like maybe 1 centimeter between your heels. And with a really heavy head, let's begin rolling up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Draw them back and down to create a bit of space around the neck, and then bring your hands into prayer again and close the eyes. Go back to your opening intention. And as you start firing up your breath, again, allow the intention to come right into your heart. So your sacred space. And on the next inhale, let's open the eyes and float the arms out and up above the head. Reach, reach, reach as tall as you can. Exhale now, let the heart pull forward all the way towards the thighs. Let go of the back of the neck. Inhaling, lengthen through the chest, up halfway. And as you exhale, step back into your plank pose. Stick with knees, chest, chin if that felt good. Otherwise, full chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Hanging out here, start creating a bit of movement into your tailbone. Allow the tailbone to lengthen towards the ceiling and keep the ribs engaged towards each other. Go back to your breath. Relax your face. Beautiful. Now bend your knees, look forward, and it's your choice. You can step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhaling, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold a little deeper, nose to toes. Breathe in, lengthen the arms up, look towards your fingertips. Exhale, swan dive all the way down to the feet. Let go of the neck. Breathing in, lift the chest up halfway. Exhale, step or jump. Back and down, chaturanga. Inhale into your upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Now as you arrive, we want to start firing up the body a little bit. So let's bring our hands closer towards the feet. Start bending your knees, and if you feel ready, maybe you can do 5 little jumps up and down on the spot. So these are like little pike jumps that I'm doing. I'm keeping my legs straight, and if it feels too much, you can always do little tuck jumps, little bunny hops where the heels tuck into the back of the legs. And maybe you get lucky and one kind of sticks and you're like, wow, check me out, I'm holding handstand. Or maybe, you know what, you can just hang out and keep with the little jumps. Just do one more for me. And then we're going to stay in our downward dog. Take a big breath in and slowly breathe out. Let's do another one. Inhale and slowly breathe out. Cool. Bend your knees, look forward, fly to the top of your mat. As you arrive, inhale, lengthen the chest up halfway, and then exhale, fold heavy head, neck, jaw, and face. Breathe in, reach into your fingertips, come up into standing. Exhale, let's forward fold all the way down to the feet. Mixing it up a little bit now, turn the toes out, lift the knees up into your armpits and float into your crow pose. I nearly called it bro pose. Take one more breath, inhale. And then if you feel ready, you can either float the feet back or just step through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, carry it back, downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Slow inhale. And exhale. Inhale to the nose. Exhale through your nose. Beautiful. Now, if you're like, oh, Celeste, I just need to chill out a little more, stay in your downward dog. But if you're enjoying the dynamic flow, let's do 5 more jumps from 2 feet. Remember, it's your choice whether you stretch the legs or whether you bend them. I don't really mind. The important thing is just that you're getting your heart rate up as you move. Let's just do 1 more. Beautiful. Hang out in your downward dog. Take a slow breath in. Open the mouth, big sigh. 1 more. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, fly, top of the mat. As you inhale, lengthen the chest up halfway. Then breathe out, relax down. Inhale, reach into your fingers, come up. Exhale, swan dive down to the feet. As you arrive now, we're going to come into crow pose again. And if you want, you can just stick with crow pose. For those of you who know crow pose quite well, perhaps now practice placing the very top of your head down onto the floor so you can see all 10 of your fingers. And then inhale, let's carry the legs all the way up into a headstand. Now, if you know tripod headstand, but you haven't got the connection from crow pose, then just go into headstand on its own. Lower the legs to 90 degrees. And then shoot back into your chaturanga. Inhale into your upward facing dog. Exhale, carry it back, downward facing dog. Well done. Hang out in your down dog, return back to your breath. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Let's take it into a little flow now. Keep your left leg where it is. Carry your right leg up into the air. And then start to position the shoulders just a little bit on top of the hands. So that might mean sliding your hands backwards a tiny bit. Bend your left knee, lower the height of the right leg, and just do a little kick. And if the little kicks don't feel good, stay in down dog splits. You never have to do anything that doesn't feel good. For those of you who are popping up and you're like, woohoo, check me out. Sorry, embrace the wobbles. Then hold your handstand and maybe just really get in touch with how does it feel to be there? How does it feel to hold something without any support? Take just 1 more breath. Awesome. Now step your left foot just over halfway. Turn your back foot 45 degrees. Inhale, lift the chest up halfway. And then as you exhale, take your left hand to the outside of your right foot. And as you start to lift up through your revolving trikonasana, and you're twisting into that right shoulder, you're going to notice that the left hip is going to drop down. Now, because I want to work the rotation of the body today, I want you to think of pulling that left hip backwards and notice the intense stretch that comes along the outside of your right leg. Take just one more breath here, full inhale. As you exhale, keep the right hand where it is, but turn your eyes to look down. Start to slide your left fingers forwards. Get all your body weight onto your right leg, and then slowly, let's float that left leg up. If you're feeling quite good here, let's start turning the eyes. First towards the right hand wall, and then eventually twisting all the way around towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Now start pressing into the foot a little more to lift that left leg up. Take an inhale, and then as you breathe out, we float right hand down to the ground. Curl the left knee into your chest, bend your right knee. Now without letting that left foot touch the ground, look forward to the front. Start lifting your fingertips up off the floor and come up into a single leg stance facing your front. Inhale, reach both of your hands up and stretch your left leg as far forward as you can. If this feels good, stay where you are. Otherwise, we're going to start twisting. Take your right hand across either onto the left knee, or more advanced, catch the outside of the foot and begin extending it forwards. Go back to your breath and turn the eyes as far around as you possibly can. Take one more breath. Slowly bring the left hand forwards, cross that left ankle on top of your right knee, and sink your tailbone backwards. Now, part of my evil plan is that I'm tiring out your right leg so much that you're really going to want to do Galavasana with me. But if you feel that it's too much, you can always settle both of your feet down and have a little forward fold. But I trust that you're with me. We're going to do this. Keep that left ankle on top of the knee, put your fingertips on the ground, and start walking your fingertips a little further away from you than you think you should. Flatten through the palms, bend your right knee, and lift the lower leg up into the top of the arms. If it feels good, float the right foot off the floor and eventually start extending the leg as far back as you can. Stay here 3. 2 more. And 1. Bring the knee back in. Place the sole of the right foot down. So we're back on that tired right leg. We're nearly there, okay? Everyone together now. We're going to collect the left knee up into the chest. Again in your single leg stance. Place your hands in prayer as you release the knee, and then slowly start to extend that left leg all the way back behind you. Take a big breath in, reach into your fingertips, and then excellent. We get to put the back foot down. Woohoo! Turn your feet parallel and let your body just soften. And just let go a little bit. Let go of your neck. Let go of your breath. Just surrender. As you push your hands down into the ground and lift your chest now, take a little sneaky peek at your feet. Check that they parallel and check that they're on the same level as one another. Then slide your hands backwards so that the fingertips are in line with your toes. And as you breathe out and place the top of the head on the ground, make sure you can see all 10 of your fingers. Perhaps you stay here. Perhaps you start floating your feet up with me now. Carry the legs wide out and then all the way up towards the ceiling for Shalamba Shirsasana. As the feet arrive, we're going to create a twist. Bend both of your knees so that the thighs are parallel to the floor. Twist your left knee towards your right elbow. If that feels really hard, stay here, or maybe it can touch. Then slowly lift the legs back up. We're going to twist right knee to left elbow, and then if it feels okay, maybe you can start to flex the torso so that the knee touches the upper arm, and then come all the way back up. Lengthen the legs towards the ceiling, keep pressing into your hands. Open the legs really wide and float the feet down to gently touch the ground. Inhale, lift the chest up halfway, and then let's slowly walk all the way around towards the front of the mat. So we're going to draw the right shoulder now underneath the right thigh. And I want you to start reaching out into your chest, reach out into your front leg, and as you bend both of your elbows, come into your Kundanyasana, holding it here for 5. Good, 4, reach into your feet, you're nearly there. If this is hard on your flexibility, you can always bend the front leg. 2 more, And then 1, step back into your chaturanga, lie down on your tummy, and come into crocodile, my favorite pose ever. You'll see why. Basically, the wrists are kind of stacked like a little pillow, toes together, and your heels apart, and you're like, wow, this is so lovely. Breathe into your lower back, have a little sway in your hips. Take a slow inhale, and then surrender into the ground. Exhale. 1 more breath. And let's use that energy that we've cultivated through our break to really give us the energy for the left side. Place the hands under the shoulders, supercharge your legs. Push up, straight plank pose. Exhale, guide it all the way back into your downward facing dog. Step your feet so that they hip distance apart. Carry your left leg up into the air. Position your shoulders a little closer on top of your wrists and just have a little play as you kick up and down. Maybe for you, you're kicking up and down and you're like, wow, I'm actually holding handstand a little bit. Celebrate all of your successes. And if you're just kicking up and down and it feels wonderful to just move your body, stick with that, okay? It's so amazing just to be able to do any pose, let alone being able to do something like a handstand. Take just 1 more kick. And then from here, let's step that left foot just over halfway to the top of your mat. Turn your back foot 45 degrees. Inhale, lift the chest up halfway. As we exhale, let's see if we can take that right hand right to the outside of our left little toe as we spiral, revolving Trikonasana. Now, if you find that your right hip is dropping down, you find it hard to lift it, use your hand as a guideline. You can bend your left hand onto your lower back and actually feel your hips leveling off. And then when you're ready, you twist again, turning the eyes to the ceiling. It's really important here to find a single focal point, because as your eyes settle, so does your mind. And finishing your last breath, turn your eyes down. Same thing applies. Get the eyes steady first. Reach your right fingers forward. Beam that right leg into the air. Once you've found your balance, start turning the eyes and spiral until you find, again, a single thing for the eyes to look at. Now supercharge that left leg. Supercharge your right leg as well. Reach into your left fingertips. 2 more. And last one. Cool. Let's float. Left hand down. Bring the right knee into your chest and look forwards. And see if you can lift the fingertips up. And really, this is all about moving with grace and beauty. Fingertips come up to the ceiling, and the right leg stretches forward. Now, you can stay here, but the twist feels awesome too. And you know what? You don't have to work too hard. You can hold the outside of your knee, or you can be like, you know what? The foot feels cool. Maybe you keep the knee bent. But after a little while, begin exploring, extending the leg out. And then as you start finding your balance, start turning the eyes to the back of the room. Settle the eyes on one thing. Let your mind become fully present. Awesome. Let's come back to the front. This is my favorite part. Cross the ankle over the knee. Let's sink all the way back for Ekpada Galavasana. We're going to bring the fingertips down to the ground first. If this feels okay and you've got enough space in your hips, beautiful, settle the palms down. Start to lift the left heel off the floor, bend the elbows into the lower leg. And once you find your balance point, float that left foot off the floor. And if you're like, do you know what? I think I can start practicing this leg thing. Start extending it backwards. Reach into your crown and notice how far you can go. For 3, for 2, and 1. Bring the foot down. If you managed it, cool. Standing on the left foot, draw the right knee in. We're looking for grace and poise. Palms together in prayer. Reach the hands back. Reach your right leg back. Big inhale. Exhale. Settle the foot down. Let's turn the feet parallel. As you inhale, push the palms down into the floor. And as you exhale, let's fold forwards. We come into our twist one more time. Float the feet out to the side and all the way up. And then if you want to take it A little further, bend both of the knees so the thighs are parallel to the floor. Twist the right knee towards the left arm and maybe tilt the tailbone so you can touch it and lift. Going the other way, this time left knee towards right. Touch it. And then come up. That looks so much easier than it is, okay? Start extending the legs wide now and keep them here for a little bit. 3. Push into your index finger and your thumb, elbows towards each other. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Toes down. Lift into your chest. Walk over to the left foot. And then we come into Kundalini. We're going to take that left shoulder underneath the knee. Start reaching forward into your chest and forward into the foot. And let your back foot float up. And we hang out here for 5. Keep the flow of your breath in your belly, in your chest and your ribs. 2 more. And step back slowly. Let the belly rest. Yay, crocodile pose. Toes together, heels apart. Make a little pillow with your wrists. And relax. Feel how nice it is to breathe into your back. Take a long time to finish your out breath. And then let's bring the hands again underneath the shoulders. Before, I was a bit of a meanie. I made you do the press-up thingy. This time, let's go into child's pose. I think you've done enough. Bend the knees, start relaxing all the way back. And just allow the head to sink to the ground. And take just one more big happy breath here. And then as your exhale comes, I want you to round your chin into your chest, tuck your tailbone, and roll up through each and every vertebra into sitting on your heels. Bring the fingertips down to the ground, curl your toes. And as you lift your knees off the floor, I want you to turn both of the knees to the left. So your whole body is facing the left. But then we're going to twist it out, okay? I want you to bring your hands into prayer. Take the left elbow now to the outside of your right leg and start twisting so the shoulders are turning towards the front. Stay here in tiptoe balance if it feels enough. Or let's practice our side crow. Your left arm becomes like a little table. Your head reaches forward. And if it feels possible, maybe both of the feet can come off the ground. Cool. Let's see if we can extend both legs out to the left now and hold them there for 3. Cool. You're nearly there. Reach out into your crown. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the feet back. Come back into the center. Let's do a little toe stretch, shall we? Look down at your toes and separate all your toes. Give yourself loads of space. And then once your toes have got their own little space, bring both of the knees down. Bring your hands to your heart. If you're like, goodness me, this is really tight, put your hands down, okay? I don't want you to stretch out too much. If you're feeling okay, keep it high, hands by your heart. Think of the heels now moving towards each other. So you can really get into the big toe. Take another slow breath. Honor the body. Bring your fingertips down to the ground. Lift your knees, turn the knees to the right side this time. Yep, side crow on the other side. Hands in prayer, right elbow to the outside of left thigh. Stay here, tiptoe balance. Or if you want to do the arm balance with us, place the palms down on the ground, reach out of the crown of the head, and float both of your feet off of the floor. You can stay here if this feels enough. Otherwise, extend both of the legs out to the right-hand side for 5, 4. Did I count 5? Oh my goodness, I think I did 3 on the first side. Last one, bring it back. I don't want to make you do more work than you need to. Come back to the front, hands down, toes curl, hips up, downward dog. Oh, stretch out. And have a little boogie on the spot. That's pretty much sequence A sorted. I think we've still got one more nice long sequence to go. So you've still got loads of beautiful twists coming your way. Let's finish this by taking it to the top of the mat. Bend the knees and let's fly. As the feet arrive, inhale, lift the chest up halfway. Exhale down to fold. Heavy head, breathe in, bend the knees, float the arms up. Staying in your Utkatasana, let's draw both of the heels off the floor into fierce pose. Let the eyes look up if possible. Glue the inner thighs, glue the inner ankle. 2 more. Reach a little higher into your fingertips. Sink a little lower into your tailbone. And then let's swan dive down. Relax the neck. Inhale, lift the chest up halfway. Breathe out, fly back and down. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, pull it back, downward facing dog. Well done. Taking your right leg up into the air again, positioning your shoulders on top of your hands, practice your kicks. You can keep them small, medium, or high. And if you're going all the way up, maybe practice holding it for 5. Cool, and keep pressing into your hands. 2 more. Awesome. Create a switch. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Lower the back foot. Inhale, lift up, warrior 1. Send your breath all the way down into your whole body, your feet, your fingers, every single part of you is radiating energy. Let's lift that left heel up now, feet are parallel. Bring your hands towards your heart. Inhale fully. Exhale, send the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Switch on your left butt cheek and slowly start to turn the body all the way around. Cool, now if you're like, do you know what, actually I think I can do the bind here, go for it. Your right hand goes underneath the thigh, the left hand goes behind you. And actually, what you might find is that the next part, you can do the bind here, but for the next part, you might find, you know what, you want to go back to prayer pose. That's totally cool. What should we going to do? We're going to turn our eyes down to the floor. You're going to position all of your body weight onto your right foot, sorry. And your left foot's going to be the one that's going to come up into the air. Now, if holding the bind is too much, that's cool. Go back to your prayer pose. Radiate into those left big toes. You can do it. One more breath. And bring the foot all the way down. Awesome, let go of your bind. Place the left arm down and start lifting the right hand up. Fall on the outside of your left foot and just step the right foot all the way behind you into Wild Thing. This is such a beautiful back bend. You can just stay here. If you've got it in your practice to play and rotate into a full Udvadanya Shavasana, then off you go, have a little play. And again, the last part of this is to practice lifting up one leg. But only if it feels really good in the body do you go for it. If the leg is up, bring it down to the floor, angle yourself all the way back. Let's come around into 3-legged dog. Bend the elbows so they come into your ribs for bird pose, and then float both of the feet up off the floor. Stay here. Excellent. Bring the feet down. Inhale, come up into your up dog. Have a wiggle so you're comfy. Exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Go back to the breath. Before we do the left leg, a bit more on the right leg sequence. Take the right leg up, and as you look forward to the edge of your mat, you're going to slide the right foot forward in between your palms. And if you find you've got any tightness in the leg, come into Ardha Hanuman. Fingers stay down, left knee is down. But if you've got the space, you've got to go forwards. Edge it forward just until the body goes, stop, no more. Nice thing to do is grab a pile of bricks and stick it underneath your right butt cheek. But that's a little bit cheating, okay? You didn't hear that from me. Take one more breath and see if you can go down a little bit deeper. Once you've settled and you're all the way in full Hanumanasana, start taking both of your hands up to the ceiling. Take a full breath in, and as you breathe out, float both of your hands down to the ground. If it feels really, really nice to be here, feel free to stay and fold forwards. If you want to start changing a little bit to maybe open the hip more, let's come into pigeon. Bend the right lower leg across the front of your mat. Position your hips so they're in the middle. And as you exhale, reach forward with both of the palms. Surrender here. Completely let go of your whole physical self. Return to your breath and return back to your intention. If surrendering here feels really nice and you don't want to move a muscle, stay as you are. If you want to make it a little bit more tricky, come up with me. Take the right hand to the middle of your mat. Swoop the left hand back to catch hold of the left foot. You can either stay with a hand on the ground, or eventually we start picking the hand up and maybe we bind all the way behind you into Raj Kapotasana. If you want to take it even further, eventually we grab hold of the foot and we back bend until the foot arrives on the back of the head. Let go of the foot. Wherever you are, pigeon or Hanuman, come up, drop your body weight onto your right hip, and like a big circle, draw the left foot round and forward in front of you. Now take your right hand, hook it on the outside of your left foot, and start extending the leg out towards the left as you turn your shoulders towards the right. Now, if this feels too much and your leg is nowhere near to being straight, it doesn't matter. Just hold it down here. This is so beautiful. I've got some students, you can see the peace and the contentment on their face as they just stretch into their maximum. And I think that that's sometimes even more beautiful than seeing someone who's going for it so much and they're just hurting themselves. Now, to come out of this pose, I want you to really get that left knee on top of your shoulder as much as you can. So it's like you're lifting it up and over. Stretch forward through the right leg, and if it feels heavy, keep the heel down. Just lift your butt off the ground. If you're like, no, do you know what? I want to do a little more. Maybe the heel lifts. Maybe you can even cross the ankles. Actually, a little secret, it's easier to cross the ankles. Once everything is off the floor, we extend the legs out towards the left-hand side. Drop the chest down for Hasta Vakrasana. Stay here and relax, or come back up and then start threading your right leg all the way through to the back. So we're in our Kundanyasana again. Bring the leg all the way through. Maybe you cross one more time. Oh my goodness. And then bring the chest down, and then let's come back into the center. Woohoo! Extend the legs out to the side. Your arms might be a little tired now, so turn the palms to the ceiling. Take a slow breath in. And as you breathe out, just gently reach forward. If you need to stay higher, then do that. But as your body softens, you want to start exploring the space that you've got. So maybe you come down a little lower. And you let go of the back of the neck. You energize your feet far away from your hips. And then one more soft, slow breath. Cool, roll all the way back up. Take your hands underneath your knees and let your whole body relax backwards. So I joke with people who come to my class and I say, the girls out there are going to understand this. Like, you know when you get your legs waxed and you do one leg and you're like, wow, it looks beautiful. And then you're like, I've still got the other leg to go. You might be feeling like that right now. You might be like, oh my God, I've still got the whole left side to go. I want you just to go back to that opening intention. Cross your legs so that it's not like a feeling, but it's more like a yes. I'm going to do the left side. Turn your palms up to the ceiling. Bring your index finger and your thumb together. Find your breath and then really connect into the reason why you come to the mat. Because it'll give you what you need. It'll give you that last bit of energy, so you're going to knock the left side right out of the park. You're going to feel so strong, so connected. Everything is going to flow beautifully. Bring your hands into prayer. Remember your positive statements or your positive word. And then as you open your eyes, with all the power and the grace in the world, we roll forwards and we come back into the downward facing dog. Start to cycle through your legs, and let's bring our left leg up into the air. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Practice just doing little kicks. 1, 2. You can keep kicking, or maybe you're holding. Maybe both of the legs are starting to radiate up towards the ceiling. And after a little while, we're going to lower the left foot down in between the palms and reach the right leg back. Inhale, arms up, warrior 1. Bring all that strength into your body that you've practiced through the right side. Think about connecting down into your spine, into your core, your feet, and your fingers. Find your breath. Fill it up into every part of who you are. Bring your hands towards your heart. Lift that right heel. Take a slow twist. The elbow goes across the thigh. Engage your right big toe down into the floor. Squeeze your right butt cheek and twist as far as possible. If you want, stay here, or maybe bind underneath the body. If the binding feels cool, stay with it. Otherwise, go back to your prayer position. Here, we're going to turn the eyes down to look to the floor. Tiptoe your back foot a little closer to your front foot so you feel all your body weight is pushing down into the left foot. Keep the eyes steady. Start lifting your right leg up. We're not going to be here too long, but I need you to really focus. I know you can do this. You're nearly there. 3 more. Cool. 2 more. Nearly there. Lift the back leg up a little higher. Fantastic. Bring the back foot down. Bring the right hand to the floor. Lift up into your left hand. We turn. We come onto the outside of our right foot. Step the left foot now behind you and start reaching into your wild thing. If it feels good and you can spiral into a full back bend, awesome. Go for your full back bend. Maybe start lifting the right leg up. Reach into your big toe. Reach down into your inner palm. One more full inhale. Bring the foot down, spiral back to the front. As you bring the palm down, this is where I want you to angle the palms outwards slightly. Get the elbows as close to your rib cage as possible, and maybe both of the feet float up for bird pose. If you're not here, hold chaturanga. Cool, everybody chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, wiggle so you're comfy in your up dog. Exhale, take the legs back, downward dog. You're very close to the finish line now, so stick with me. We're gonna take this left leg up into the air, and then you're gonna slide the left foot forwards into Hanuman. You can stick into Ardha Hanuman and wiggle out here, or maybe you wanna take it a little further. Once you've got into your maximum, listening to your body the whole time, our hands come up. And as you breathe really slowly and relax the face, forget about getting yoga to be the shape that you want your body to press into, and focus more on yoga being an art form that you get to mold around your own physical body. And you can stay here if it feels really good and just fold forward. For those of you who want to chill with me in pigeon, sink onto that left hip. Bend the left lower leg across the front of your mat. Square off your hips. And then as you open the chest, puff it like a pigeon. Exhale, forward fold and let go. Surrender here and stay if you wish a little longer. If you want to take it into the back bend, draw the hands underneath you and push the floor away. Take the left hand to the middle of your mat, draw the right hand back and maybe stay here. If you want to take it any further, start bringing the foot in a little closer. Maybe start reaching up into that left hand. Maybe you just hold it halfway. Maybe you take the hand all the way behind you to bind. After a long time, you're going to get curious about coming into the full pose. But there's no rush. This is the beauty of life, is it's continuous and it's a never-ending evolution. And you go when you're ready to the next hurdle of life. When you're finished here, we let go of the foot. We slowly connect down into the left hip, and we make a big circle with the right leg coming forward into compass pose. Hold the outside of the right foot and start extending it out. If it gets stuck halfway, honor that space that you're in. It's beautiful. And if you have a little more, you start rotating until you're like, yeah, this is it for me. Close your eyes, suck your left shoulder back into its socket. Extend into your right big toes. Breathe into your whole body. And then last breath. As you bend the right knee, lift the kneecap right on top of the shoulder. Place the palms down, extend your left leg forward and have fun, just play. Maybe just your bum comes off the ground, celebrate that. That's hard, okay? Lots of people can't do that. Maybe you celebrate lifting the heel off the floor a little bit. Or if you've got the full pose, we cross the ankles. We start extending the legs out towards the right-hand side. Drop the chest, come into the center. Feed the left foot all the way through the arms and come into Kundinasana once more. Bring the back leg forwards, cross the ankles one more time, and drop the chest down. Take a breath here. If you're still with me, oh my goodness, well done. And come into the center. Open the legs nice and wide. Reach into your chest, and let's melt forwards. Start to supercharge the legs as you reach out through your fingertips. And then take just one more breath. And as you drag your hands in towards your body, sit up tall. Breathe in, reach out into the fingers, sit up. As you exhale, reach the right hand towards the right foot. Make a big circle with it, swooping all the way across to the middle and then to the left foot. Drop the right toes in so you're on the inner foot. Put the left hand down behind you, push down. Left little toe, right big toe, hips come up. Start to arc back as far as you can. And then when you've reached the peak of your arc, start to send the hips back down to the left wrist. We go the other way now. Right hand goes to left foot. Left hand comes around and does the same big circle all the way towards the right. Drop the left big toe to the ground. Press into your right hand, lift your pelvis up. And then we come back down. Hip towards the right hand, reach left hand all the way across. Inhale into your fingertips, sit tall. Exhale, right hand towards right ankle, left hand lifts up and over. Soften the face. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, change directions. Inhale back into your center. Take your hands underneath the knees and draw the knees close in towards your chest. Place the soles of the feet flat on the ground. Reach your hands forward and take your time. I want you to soften down into each and every vertebra of your back. Start stretching out through the left leg. Draw the right knee first in towards your heart. Take a full breath in. As you breathe out, extend the right leg out and up. Hold on to the back of the calf or the back of the knee. Stay here if it feels good. Or maybe start pulling the leg in a tiny bit closer. Sometimes if the leg feels really tight, especially in a position like this, it's nice to kind of take your hand and just give it a little bit of softening. So especially because you've got such big nerves which travel down the back of your leg, it's nice to put a bit of sensory feedback through the leg so it's not super intense. We're now going to take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Keep energizing your big toe. Open the left palm out. Let the leg fall to the side. If it feels good to be here, maybe you take the leg a bit higher. Hold on to the back of the ankle and lift the leg up as tall as you possibly can. Relax through the back of the neck and the shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the leg up and we change directions. Left hand holds the outside of the right foot and start to twist. As you bring the foot towards the left, turn the eyes to the right, close your eyes. Because we're preparing for our relaxation, slowly go there now with your mind. Maybe find the softness in the whole body from the word go. And ask yourself, how can I bring my mind into a place of stillness? Bring your head back into the center now. Release the foot and like a big compass circle, just allow the right foot to go all the way to the front of your mat. Roll onto both of your hips and relax your pelvis in the center. Okay, ready for the other side? Almost there now. Lift up into that left leg. Hold onto the back of the calf, the ankle or the foot. Take an inhale. And as you breathe out, draw the leg in a little closer. Take a moment to put love into whatever you can feel. So if it feels intense and sore and tight, there's no judgment. There's only compassion. And we spend so many hours of our lives thinking about what we wish was different in our bodies and what we wish was thinner or a different shape or more flexible. And so little time just going, wow, look at where my leg is. That's amazing. Cool, let's open the left leg out to the left-hand side now. You can reach your right palm out. Sometimes it's nice to put the hand even on the right hip so you don't kind of flop over to the left-hand side too much. And then once you've found your space, let go of the neck. And again, go back to that place in your heart where you're just grateful for wherever the body is today. There's no desire for it to be any different. Notice what that does to your breath when you come from a place of contentment. And if you can bring the leg a little closer, maybe you explore that. And then we bring the leg up into the center. You're nearly there now. Hold on to the outside of the left foot. Let the left foot go to the side. Turn your eyes to the left. And again, with the mind coming into a very soft space. Let your whole physical self be affected by this relaxation that's coming into the mind. And as you release the foot, just let it melt all the way down into a Shavasana, where you lie completely flat. You take a moment to get comfortable. And then once you're there, let's take a sigh to surrender. Inhale. And relax. We start just letting our minds connect into all the people in our lives who support us on this journey called life. And we send love and gratitude to them. And then we bring our minds into our own bodies. And we do the exact same thing. Put a bit of love and gratitude into your own body. And then we bring that whole state of mind into who we are as a person. And we just focus on the things about us that we're loving and grateful for. And it's from this place of love and gratitude that we start to silence in Shavasana. Breathing just a little bit deeper. And feel that movement in the thorax. Maybe it inspires a bit of movement in your fingers and your toes. Through your ankles and your wrists. And then after a while, we stretch the arms to the back of the room, reach into the toes. Take a big breath in, and as you breathe out, hug your knees into your chest. Gently rock a little side to side. And then take as long as you want to rock up into sitting. And as you arrive in sitting, bring your hands into prayer at the heart. And feel that beautiful body buzz that you got through your practice. And then holding on to that feeling for the rest of the day, we'll close the class with a massive sigh. And I want you to imagine that whatever's frustrating you, whatever's not good, whatever you feel is kind of the weight of the world on your shoulders, whatever effect that's having on you physically, you're going to breathe out with a sigh. So let's inhale and let go.